Ask Ann this morning in here. Doc Oliver still up here with us. Jeanette Donovan back in action. She's been gone for like 3 months, so we'll talk with Jeanette in just a moment. Doing a good job marketing this whole area. She said your rodeo is one of the top 20 places in Alabama this month.
Wow.
That's great. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. You'll be back with us Friday, too. Hang on. All right, Ann, we're going to talk about the Ask Ann segment, and I want to get on one of your favorite subjects. Disciplined kids. Here's a headline indicator paper this morning. It says minor infractions are up 16%. This is just indicator schools. They're up all over, Ann. A letter to the editor in the Birmingham paper said teenagers are out of control. Said do-gooder lawmakers have made it impossible to chastise them for any reason. Spank a child ever so lightly and the parent winds up in jail. So the rule is, by law, let the little darlings do whatever they please without fear of correction of any sort. And what needs to be done to kids these days?
Whoop them. You got to whoop. You got to chastise a child. I don't care what nobody say. The laws have just made it so bad. Child want to call 911. I dare want to call 911 on me.
I don't think you can wait and do it once they're a teenager.
It's
you
the
have
law,
to start at a young age.
and divorced parents let their kids. One of them lets them run, and then when the other one tries to discipline, you thought hell frozen over.
You have to take control. You have to start lulling and they grow up in them.
So you are all for whipping the dog out of kids.
True. They need it. Look at the world. Look at the kids now. Kids is outrageous.
But you can't tell that to their mamas.
Or daddies.
Some to the daddies either. Mm-hmm. You have to. You have to. You have to. If you don't chastise a child gonna call you everything up under the sun. You have to.
You can't take a cell phone now is the most valuable tool a kid has.
And they give them to them too early. You can see kids 7 and 8 years old with a darn cell phone. What they need with one? Who they calling?
It's like me and Frank were talking earlier when we came in. Back when we was kids, we didn't know we didn't have nothing, Doc.
Because nobody else had anything.
Nobody else had anything either.
But you know what?
Can't do without.
That's the problem too. Parents want to give their kids too much. They trying to buy love. You trying to buy your child. You give them too much. We had to work or do something to get what we got. We had to earn ours. Our parents just didn't give us nothing.
And you still got to whip it. Because I know your mama.
Sure. My mama never did whip me. It was always my grandparents.
Somebody got a hold of you.
Yeah.
So if you could change kids today, and they're out of control, as Doc's going to talk about here briefly in just a second about Ardmore, what happened up there.
You have to. I don't care. I know the law will tell you do not spank a child. It don't hurt you to spank no child. It don't hurt you to whoop no child. Because kids is all out of control. They either going to jail, they getting on drugs, they doing everything that is. It's so much out there. It's so much now that they can get a hold to, you know, and it makes them like that.
I've got to say, these people like Debbie Kane and Tracy Falk and Robert Valls, they handle so many of these kids. It is unbelievable.
They're
and it's just, I don't know how they do it.
And kids show like they just unappreciated of whatever their parents do for them. You know.
You get to where you're at the point where parents say, okay, fine, I'm done with you.
Yeah,
Leave.
you have to.
All right. I knew that's what you would say there. Doc, in this situation that you've been dealing with, again, great job in handling all this. This kid here
had a plan.
Was just a loner. What if he had gone, if something like this would happen, what would you guys have done tomorrow? I mean, thank God it was stopped.
That's right. You know, we have been trained, we have, over the last 2 or 3 years, we have trained with Federal Police Department to some extent. They got a team of school, you know, as school shootings since they've had one at Federal back a few years back. And they have came down and we have trained with them overnight there at school to find rooms and find the outlaying so we could know to begin, you know, if something did happen like that.
Let me ask you, you saw all the evidence against this kid. And like I told you earlier, we saw this kid in juvenile court, and I told Gloria and Cassidy then, that guy's capable of pulling off a Columbine. Seeing all the evidence, how bad, if he had followed through on this without you guys catching, how bad could this have been for Ardmore High School?
It could have been drastic.
Devastating.
Well, I'm telling you, if he could get some help and got some more students that could get the guns and other weapons and were teamed up with him, it could have been really harmful, very, very harmful.
You know, you hear about when they have all this stuff on the news and you're just glued to the television station and it's in a different state. You don't think it can happen here.
Yeah, right here in Limestone County.
This could have
Right.
affected
So what does
this
that
whole
tell you? It
area.
could happen anywhere.
Anyway, and coming back to kids and all, yes, the spanking is a good thing. But just my opinion only, I think today would help a lot is for the parents to sit down and talk to the kids more than they do and not give them everything like they do now. As you said earlier about that we didn't have the things when we was growing up, that's correct. I mean, we didn't even own a car. We had to walk back and forth to school. In fact, the high school didn't live too far from it there in Pulaski. But to go to church, we had to walk to church on Sunday, and all Daddy and Mom would take us to church, and then if it was raining, some member that had a car would come by and pick us up and take us.
Well, Doc, we got to take a break and let Jeanette get her fill in here and fill us in on all where she's been the last couple of days.
Thank
But
you
anyway,
for keeping Ardmore safe, Don.
thank you, Doc, for doing such a wonderful job up in Ardmore. We'll see you again Friday. Rodeo coming up this Friday and Saturday. We'll be talking about it all week long in Ardmore, and we'll keep you posted on the situation at Ardmore.
Let me close
Okay.
on my part on this. We thank the person and the parents that gave us the information, and thank the officers for the hard work, the officers that's been involved in it, for the hard work that they have done, and we put in a lot of hours here the last few days.
Well, thank you very
Thank you
much,
to
and the
all
whole
of you.
community and everybody appreciate it. Got to take a break.
Yeah.
Jeanette coming up next. Talk about tourism. Y'all hang on.